I'm Stefan, and with my friend Trevor, we're going to teach you the basics of skateboarding.
Hi, I'm Trevor. Now, first thing you want to do when you first get your skateboard is figure out which way is more comfortable for you to ride. I, myself, am a regular footed skateboarder, which means I put my left foot on the front truck and my right foot on the back truck. Now, my co-host, Stefan, is a goofy-footed skater, and that's basically just the exact opposite. You put your right foot on the front truck and your left foot on the front truck. You can figure out which way is better just by riding around. Hi. After you figure out which way is most comfortable for you to ride your skateboard, the next thing you want to do is learn the ollie. The ollie is the first trick in your bag of tricks that we'll be teaching today, and it's one of the most important. It is the building block of every trick in skateboarding, and it is imperative that you learn it. To start off, place your back foot on the tail of the skateboard. Second, place your front foot near the middle of the skateboard, such as Stefan has shown. Now, simultaneously, push down on the tail of the skateboard while moving your front foot towards the nose of the skateboard. This will create a lifting action and will pop your board off the ground. Now, you might have to practice this technique many times over. In fact, you will have to practice this technique many times over, because it has taken years for professional skateboarders and amateur skateboarders alike to master this technique.
Next step in skateboarding is the 180. The same physical process used in the ollie are put to work in the 180-degree turn, except this time you turn your shoulders outward.
Now that you've learned the front side and back side 180, another basic maneuver that is imperative to learn is the pop shove it, front side and back side. Now, it takes many times to learn these maneuvers, so don't get flustered if you can't get them the first try, because it takes a lot of practice. Pop shove it just began like any other trick. First, put your feet in ollie position like you learned before. Now, you want to push down on the tail while simultaneously pushing forward on the skateboard to bring it around in the pop shove it way. I'll demonstrate. Okay, you might want to learn this trick first on carpet or grass, so the board doesn't shoot out from underneath you. After that, once you've got it down consistent, try the trick in motion.
After you've learned the backside pop shove it, frontside pop shove it's a little bit trickier. It's basically just doing a frontside 180, but not turning your body.
pretty much covered all the rotational tricks. The front side 180, the back side 180, the front side pop shove it, and the back side pop shove it, as well as the ollie, the basis point of every trick. Now, we'll be teaching you the kickflip. The kickflip is a huge step up in technicality, and it'll take many, many tries to perfect this trick. Like every other trick, the kickflip starts out in the ollie position. To make the kickflip a bit easier, you might want to put your front foot back a bit on the edge of the board to make the kick out easier. Now, as you push down on the back of the skateboard, such as the ollie, you want to lift your front foot up like an ollie, except whip it off the top of the board in a flicking motion. This will make the board spin 360 degrees horizontally, and you should be able to land it after many tries. Believe me, it takes practice, so don't get discouraged. Be demonstrated by our friend Jon, practitioner of the kickflip. Basic flip trick is the heel flip. Now, this is pretty much the same as the kick flip, except you place your back foot on the tail again, your front foot in the middle of the board, like the ollie. As you push down on the skateboard, on the back of the board, kick your front foot forward instead of backwards, like the kick flip. You might want to put it on the edge of the board again, just to help you to get the board flipping. Those are the basic flip tricks, the heel flip and the kick flip. Now, we're going to get you off in the world of backwards rolling. In other words, riding fakie or nollie. To do this, you've got to be comfortable riding your skateboard switch stand, which means, well, switching position of your feet. The ollie and the nollie are performed in the same way that the ollie is performed. Place your back foot on the nose of the skateboard this time, and your front foot on the middle of the skateboard. Now, you can't really practice this trick on carpet or grass because you have to be moving in order for it to be fakie. So, I'll have my friend Jon demonstrate a fakie ollie again. Now that you know how to fakie ollie and nollie, we'll teach you the half cap, which is basically a fakie 180 backside and front side. You have to be rolling to practice this trick too, so I again advise you to be comfortable riding backwards. Start it off in ollie position, but this time put your back foot on the nose of the skateboard because you're moving backwards. Now, just pop a fakie ollie and turn 180 degrees. Basically learn the starting components at a skateboard. The ollie, the kickflip, everything to get you rolling. Now we're going to move on to the tough stuff. This includes sliding tricks, grinding tricks, and combination flip tricks. We'll start off with the front side and back side, 50-50. Okay, now that you learned the 50-50, we'll learn the first sliding trick that you should learn. This is the board slide. Now to do the board slide, you want to start with your butt facing the rail. Now, as you're coming up towards the rail, pop a frontside ollie or a 90 onto the rail and slide the bottom of your board along the rail. It'll take a lot of practice to determine how much speed and how much stability you're going to use to keep on the rail. But believe me, it's a cool trick and you should learn it. The next board slide you want to learn is the frontside board slide. It's basically the same as the backside board slide, except you're going to want to start facing the rail, frontside basically. Now, ollie up, turn the board 90 degrees, and you'll be on the road, on the rail, your butt sliding backwards. It's kind of a scary feeling at first, but once again, practice, practice, practice. We'll have my friend Jon demonstrate the frontside board slide. Okay, now that we've gotten past the basic maneuvers, the 50-50 and the board slide, let's move on to some tougher stuff. The next trick, the next grind trick you'll be learning is the 5-0, backside and frontside. The backside 5-0 starts out with an ollie, with your back facing the curb. Ollie up, push the skateboard backwards in midair, land on the back truck, and keep it on the back truck as you grind down the curb. Land with both wheels even on the bolts. You've got the 5-0. The next slide trick we're going to learn is the tail slide. Now this kind of corresponds with the 5-0 grind, because with the 5-0 grind, you're ollieing up and landing on the back truck and keeping it like that the whole way. The tail slide is just an extension of the rotation, but landing on the tail of the skateboard and sliding it along the curb. Okay, the next slide you're going to learn is the nose slide. It's got the same components as the board slide, except when you ollie up and turn 90 degrees, instead of landing with the middle of the board on the curb, you want to land with the nose of the board on the curb. Slide it the whole way, push the nose out, and land. Okay, now the last grind trick we're going to teach today is the nose grind. This is pretty much the same as the nose slide. Approach the curb with your butt facing the curb, like usual. Ollie up. Now, in mid-ollie, as you see your front truck over the top of the curb, bring it down and push it into the curb. This will keep your nose balanced on the curb as you're grinding. Now, as you're about to leave the curb, push off with your foot, and that'll bring the nose off the curb. do the frontside 180 kickflip, you have to start it out like a regular kickflip and a regular 180 to get my drift. In other words, put your back foot on the tail and your front foot in the kickflip position. Now, pop a 180 with your body. Twist your shoulders front side. As you're twisting, kick the skateboard. Now you gotta kick it hard. This is a hard trick to get it to flip. Kick it out this way. You should bring the board around like this. Now you'll be landing switch stance. So that's the tough part. But if you practice your 180s enough, I'm sure you can do it. This trick is the backside 180 kickflip, which is a combination of a backside 180 and a kickflip. Start the trick out, use the same footing as before. Now, you want to pop a backside 180, twist your shoulders backside. As you're twisting your shoulders, kick out the kickflip again. This will bring your board around to switch stance again, so you better be comfortable landing in it, or you're not going to be able to do this trick.
The next step is the hardest of all our tricks shown, 360 flip. When doing a 360 flip, you assume the kick flip position, except instead of turning your front foot like this, you turn it out more, parallel with the board, and kick outward more than a kick flip. And it makes a turning motion and turns your board in a full circle.
That's about all we have to teach you today, except there's one last and very important lesson that we can't really teach you. That's persistence. In order to become good at skateboard, you have to practice every day at it and keep doing it. That's something you just have to learn on your own. Thanks for watching.